Hello, folks. I'm going to put the camera up here. I got my screen turned around so I can see myself while I talk here. I'm going to do a little bit of a kind of an opinion piece. I don't normally do these on my channel, haven't so far. But I kind of want to talk a while about something that's I'm pretty passionate about, and that is going to be the subject of banking and loans and debt and interest rate and things of that nature. I don't know if any of y'all listen to Dave Ramsey. He's got a, you know who Dave Ramsey is. He does a Financial Peach University, and I'm not endorsing him or anything like that. Don't take it like that. But I try to listen to him pretty often on the radio, and you know, he's got some very good points, I think. Dave Ramsey is very much against going in debt. That's the whole platform that he bases his teachings on, is try to get out of debt, try to pay off debt. And I've tried to subscribe to that. I currently am out of debt now. No debt. So I had an opportunity recently to potentially make a mistake and go back into debt on a vehicle. As you notice, I've been driving a pretty crappy car for a while. It's doing the job, you know, but I guess like a lot of people, I kind of get, from time to time, I start thinking, well, look at all these people who have these nicer vehicles, nicer cars, trucks, whatever, you know. I'm sure getting tired of driving this piece of junk car. You know, I guess everyone does that, and I went through some steps to possibly purchase one of these, and in the end, I was not able to make it work because of the financing. I did not get the financing. In the past, I've had some credit issues way back in the past, and I'm still working through the tail end of those. So my credit score, the all-important credit score, is not quite up where it needs to be yet. I'm still working on it, you know, so it's getting there. So anyway, after this all went through, I kind of realized that, hey, you know, yes, it would have helped my credit score. And on the other hand, I looked at like, hey, you know, do I really want to do this? And let me tell you what I feel about this stuff. A lot of people are in debt these days. A lot of people are in too much debt. They bought too much car, they bought too much truck, they bought too much house, you know, all these foreclosures that are happening. And, you know, Dave Ramsey says people, he gets these callers into his show and they say, well, you know, I'm thinking about getting a credit card. Let's talk about credit cards. I'm thinking about getting a credit card to improve my credit or whatever. Or he'll ask me, he says, well, why do you want to get a credit card? And they'll say, well, you know, for emergencies and things like that. And he asked this, and I agree with it. What in the hell does a credit card buy in an emergency that cash does not buy? Somebody tell me that. What is it? What can you buy with a credit card in an emergency that you can't buy with cash? And that's, you know, say you're out somewhere and you have a flat or whatever the emergency is. You know, I don't know what kind of emergency it would be, but say you have one. All right, you have a bank card. Most people do these days. Why is it you have to use a credit card, borrow the money on a credit card? That's what you're doing. You're borrowing money. You're not, you know, it's not magic. You're borrowing money and you're paying interest to borrow it. Why would you do that instead of just being able to go to your ATM or you swipe your debit card wherever you're at? You know, it's not a credit card, it's a debit card, it comes out of your account, and do it that way. You know, that's a big farce. That's a big stupid reason people give for having a credit card. I need it for emergencies, you know, or I want to build credit. And yeah, it probably does build credit, but let me tell you what you're doing while you're building this credit that everybody thinks they have to have here. You're paying interest, and I guess most people by now know what interest is. Interest is basically you're paying the financial institution, the credit card company, or the bank, whoever's issued the loan of whatever type it is. You're paying them for the privilege of borrowing their money. What you're doing. So when you have a credit card and say it's 12% interest, that means, you know, I can't really explain to you right here how to figure simple interest, but you can get on the internet and find out pretty easily. But essentially, that's what you're doing. You're paying to borrow money, and I guess to a lot of people, that's okay. You know, give some of your money away to borrow some if you want to. But you know, I guess we've got into a society that nobody wants to save any money. Everybody wants to have things and buy things, and you know, we're just willing to borrow out the ass and just be happy about it. You know, I guess maybe when you think about that you don't have any debt, you know, and I think where it comes into is people maybe that don't have any debt but they don't have any savings, they can't go buy something, so they're just going nuts to buy something, buy a card, so they go back in debt. But you know, a lot of people, you hear a lot of people talking about credit scores and stuff, and how important a good credit score is, and why you need to carry debt to have a good credit score and keep debt going. You know what that is, folks? That is freaking bullshit. There again, if you have a pile of cash built up, if you save your money, you can go buy anything you want to with it if you'll save. There's no need to go kiss a bank's ass to borrow money from them. Oh, can you give me a loan, please? Can you give me a loan at 14% interest for this car? Or give me a mortgage for 10% for 30 years for this house? Well, why do you need to borrow the money? Well, I didn't save any. I don't have any saved up. You know. And people have been so fucking brainwashed into this shit. They think they're going to have a good credit score. You know what a credit score does, in my opinion? A credit score is just a legal tool for a bank or a credit union or a credit card company to charge you more interest on a loan. They just sit there and look at it on their computer and they say, oh, well, he's got a 670 credit score. Oh, let's see, that'll be 13%. Let's charge him 13%. Yeah, that sounds good. You know, and everyone is so damn just buying into this bullshit. You know, really. Yeah, you know, my credit score's not that good, and you know, really, you know, it's up in the 600s. It's not great, but it's getting there. But, you know, then I think about it. After I thought that, I thought, well, it's getting there. It's like, why the fuck do I care? You know, I got plenty of equity in the place here. You know, paid for, everything out here is paid for. And yes, I don't drive around in a damn 2009, whatever, Ford Expedition, and I don't live in a $150,000, $200,000 house. But, you know what? If you're doing that and you're paying payments on it, you don't own that shit. You don't own that house. You don't own that expedition until you pay it off. After 6 or 7 years and you pay that expedition off, it's got 150,000 miles on it. Yeah, you own it then. When you pay that house off 30 years down the road and it's a 30-year-old house, yeah, you own it then. But until then, folks, if you're paying payments on stuff, you don't own it. It's not yours. That means the bank can come take that shit away from you. So, yeah, I'm preaching on the Sermon on the Mount here about this, guys and girls. Stay the fuck out of debt. Don't borrow money for anything. All you're doing when you borrow money is you're making the banks and whoever owns banks rich. That's all you're doing. They get all the money for you borrowing the money, and you know, for one thing, I'm not one of these people that likes to have to go kiss somebody's ass to do something for me anyway. Like a damn bank, they just sit there and they look over their glass and say, well, Mr. Will, you know, let's see what you got. Oh, you got this here. Oh, no, let's see. Oh, let me scoot this pile of cash out of the way here. Let's see what we can. And they say shit like this. They say, let's just see what we can do for you, Mr. So-and-so. Well, we might can do this. And that just makes me so damn mad. I hate kissing anybody's ass for anything. Fuck you, banks. I don't need you. I don't care if I have to drive a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm not going to make somebody else rich. So, I'll tell you something I had actually happened to me one time when I was back in more dire straits than now. Thankfully, I'm not in dire straits, but I was in at that point. And I had to have a car, so I was going to go borrow about $1,000, $1,500 at one of these loan shark financial companies that always have the nice names. First whatever financial, hometown financial, first credit, blah blah blah. AI, what you'll know the ones in the little storefront. Those people are sharks. They're loan sharks. Anyway, so I had this guy. I was in there, and I was doing my thing. I was so stupid at that time. I was thinking, oh gosh, I hope I get the loan. I hope I get it. Oh, oh my goodness, my life won't continue if I don't get this loan. So that's what I thought, like most morons that have to do this stuff. And he sat back there and he got his glasses back down there and he said, oh, well, okay, there, so, Tyler, let's just see what we can do to you here. He said that. That fucker actually said that. He said, let's see what we can do to you. And I heard that, and I had enough sense at that age even to get my ass out of there, and I walked out and left. I said, fucker, you ain't doing shit to me, you old fucker. So, anyway, guys and girls, let me tell you something. What y'all need to do, I know this is not going to change the majority of people, but I know there's people that feel the way I do about this stuff. What you need to do is you need to hate banks. You need to understand that banks are the crooks that they are. You need to be mad about it. You need to be thinking of how much money they're making off you, off your sorry ass, because sorry broke ass, and that's me too. We're all sorry broke asses. But you need to remember that. Every time you think that the banks are doing you a favor, oh, they're doing me a favor. Ooh, a favor. Oh, yeah. You know what? Who's getting a favor? Yeah, you're riding around in your nice, badass 2005 Maxima now. But the banks are sitting here and they're thinking, oh, haha, look at all this interest we just got in here on this loan and this loan over here. Of course, they're not doing it. They're typing it. You ever seen a poor banker? I haven't seen one. You ever seen one driving a old beat up car? I ain't seen one of those either. So, I could get into this. I'm not like a paranoid maniac or anything like that that's against the government or any kind of shit like that. But, I know when somebody's screwing me over. Even if I don't feel the pain yet, I know when somebody's going to screw me over. And I could even do a video about the fucking car dealers that I went to about this truck that I was going to buy. And come to find out, he was going to screw me. Even though I haggled, I didn't haggle, but I thought I got every damn number on that truck that there was. I knew how much he paid for it. He confessed it. He's my friend, and he told me the secrets about car selling and blah, 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 And, $9,000 on that thing, which was a great deal on the truck. Was a great deal. But, let me tell you something real quick about how when you go to get a car loan through a car dealer. I learned this from him. He did help me in this respect. When you go to get a car loan and you're going to buy a new or used vehicle, especially like a used one. Now, some of the car places may do some in-house financing on their own, but usually they go through another, like a credit union or another kind of bank. Well, when you buy a car, say for X amount of dollars, say you buy an $11,000 car, and they get a loan approved from such X credit union or X bank, whatever, for you for $11,000, Well, here's the way you get fucked over in this. The car dealer, you're not necessarily paying the bank. It may say it on there, but you're not necessarily paying them. What they do is the bank sells the car dealer a loan. So in essence, when you're making your payments, you're paying the car dealer. So what happens is, and what happened on this damn truck I was going to get fucked over on, was that say you find a Ford F-150 for $11,000 and you make the deal on it and you get approved for it. Well, the car dealer asked the bank for $14,000, That's what he gets the loan for. He gets paid. The bank loans the dealer $14,000, so he makes you the loan on fourth. You pay, you know, the way it's going to work out. It's a screw over, is what it is, but you end up paying $14,000 for the fucking truck over the life of the loan because they work it around. You know, they tell you, oh, your payments are going to be this and blah blah blah. You know, that's all these stupid things they do. Well, Mr. Such and Such, how much of a payment you think you can afford? You know, what kind of payment you want to get at? You know, you're getting fucked. You're getting fucked. You go to a car dealer, you're getting fucked. That's what all these people, excuse my language, but that's all a car dealer is on earth for, is to stick it to customers. And they have so many ways of doing it. Stay out of there. You want to buy a car, if you want to buy a new car or a used car and you don't mind that shit, then go for it. Go for it. I'm happy for you. Go do it. Go throw your money away. But if you don't have to be seen in a damn new car, or if you don't have to do that, and you're okay with driving a clunker like I drive, or Retro Chad drives, or some of my subscription drives, if you're good with that, then save your damn money. Go buy some food with it. Go put it into something good. So, well, guys, this thing's got over 16 minutes on it, and I've talked for 16 minutes straight, and I guess I was a little pissed off here, so this got me cranked up on this. I hope you were able to sit through this thing and listen to all this, but I think I made some good points in here. Just kind of take it, think on it a little bit. When you're thinking about getting a car loan, or anything, or you getting credit cards, and you're doing this, look at how much debt you have. I mean, and look how much of it that, think to yourself, why am I paying payments and not just putting that money in the savings account where it's gaining some interest, or an interest-bearing account of some sort? Why are you doing that? Ask yourself, why are you not doing that? Yes, debt is convenient, and debt, I don't know, maybe it makes you feel a little bit better, like you're doing something, and oh yeah, that credit score, we got to have that credit score. But I'll tell you something, in closing, folks, if you buy a car for cash, you buy a house for cash, yeah, I know it's $100,000, but anybody can save it if you're good. You buy that stuff for cash, it doesn't make a shit what your credit score is. It really doesn't. Somebody come back and tell me why it would make a damn what your credit score is if you buy for cash. That's what Dave Ramsey says. He preaches it, and he's right. So anyway, I'm going to go start hitting the cheap used car arena again. I'm just going to continue to buy cheap cars, and I've got 30,000 miles out of this one so far, and so. Anyway, I'm going to post this up. I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to do the whole thing through here. And so I don't know if I'll do many more of these little rants and stuff like that. But thank you for sticking with me through this. And remember, man, hate the banks, hate credit. Fuck them. They're evil. Y'all all have a good one. Have a good weekend. If I don't see you before the next week, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.